Well, yesterday, for example, I told Julia that I felt bad because I hadn't talked to Christian to tell him that I was busy and that I would talk to him today. And she said, oh, it's okay, it's just one day. But I know Christian is very sensitive and many people have been interested in his project and then they've forgotten about it. And, well, to me it was important to let him know, but I also was really wanting to spend time with Daniela. And I did call Kristen one time and talk to his daughter. So maybe she will say that I called, but still I would have felt better if I would have called Kristen. I did call a couple times actually when his cell phone was turned off, so at least he knows. I guess he knows I tried to get a hold of him. I haven't forgotten him. I don't think he feels forgotten, but anyhow, I want people around the world to know what invalidation is. I was thinking about how people would say something like, what's the definition of an isosceles triangle? And these kinds of things are important in the education system. But how many people know what the definition of emotional literacy is, or invalidation? I was telling Daniela last night about what I think emotional literacy is about. In other words, defining, explaining, expressing your feelings with 3-word sentences that begin with I feel. So, I keep trying to educate people about feelings, about so many things. Last night, Daniela said, of course, something like, of course, education is important. And then this morning I was thinking more about that, and I came to this conclusion. Education is important, but universities aren't. Now, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but at this point, let me explain it. At this point in history, well, let me say it this way. Do we need more university students? Yulia had someone snoring in her room last night. And she is... Where are you going this morning? You're going back to Germany. At what time? 9 o'clock? Or what time's your bus? And there's Daniela. So Daniela and Julie and I are the only ones awake. It's okay if I show you with your backpack. It's a little bit dark, but you want to say hello?
Hello.
Can you tell the people where we met?
Let's go on the night. Can we see?
And God said that there be light. Oh,
okay.
Wait. No, it has to be this way.
This way.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can see myself. So I met Steve when it was already dark. We went too late, like most of the time. Took the train to Saneshti and walked all the way out of the village.
Explain what you mean by we went too late most of the time, because they don't know.
Yeah, we started mostly like midday. Our tramping started off in the midday and ended up finding a camp when it started to get dark. And this time it was really dark. And then I heard Toby talking in English at the other side of the creek near our house, and we went over this creek and found a pretty good spot to camp. And there was Steve telling us where to go, showing us the way.
Okay. And let's see what else. And can I ask? No, you don't have time. Can I go to the bus station with you and ask you questions along the way?
Of course, but I will take a bus from the bus. Yeah.
Because I realized. I just asked if I could go to the bus station with her and ask her some questions, because I realized I haven't asked her really any questions about education, and she's studying to be a teacher in German. And I have a few questions for her. Well, that's part of what I'm doing. So there's Daniela up there. She woke up early. She's going to Zarnesht. Actually, that's where I met Julia and Johannes and Lars and Nina and Toby. Now, I had an idea this morning. Here they are discussing their plans for the day. Yes. I think Daniela is so cool. I think I'm in love with Daniela. Daniela, how would you say if I said, no, I'm not in love with you, but how would you feel if I said, I love you? She just laughed. Let me explain. I just asked Yulia if she could tell the children that she loves them. And then I said, I'll ask that question on the bus so she has more time to think about it because she's packing now. So I'm going to pack up so I can ride on the bus with her and ask her some more questions. Then I'm going to come back and ride on the train with Daniela to Zarnesh and ask her lots more questions.